Good morning, everybody. BDF 44 coming at you with another video. All right, so I figured I'd do a therapy session since I've had a very interesting morning and it ain't even 8 o'clock a.m. yet on my side of town. I wake up in the morning. First of all, my little issues kind of started last night when I started watching a YouTube video about crypto. Right, and a lot of times when you listen to people, they will convince you that certain things are about to happen, and sometimes they're right. So you gotta make a decision of whether or not to react to it. So I did, as hastily as I always do, impulsively as I always do. And I sold the crypto that I just purchased. No problem. I'm happy I did it because I think crypto is about to head to like $15. So I just repurchased. Not $15, 15,000 or something like that. So I'll just repurchase. But that's not the issue. Transaction went through fine. Of course, crypto.com is going to take their cut. It was substantial as hell. I should have considered that. Because when you're considering how much money you're going to be losing, right, you need to also consider how much money they're going to be taking in the process of you trying to save money. If it isn't a substantial gain or loss, chances are it's not worth it to even do it. And usually you find that out after you've sold. So they docked me a good portion of my money, which is okay. I don't have a problem with that necessarily. But then I'm trying to get my money out of their account, and they have a little two-step authenticator process where you gotta go through one app and then use their code, and then it's set up in such a way that if you know of crypto.com, you understand how difficult this is. So I made the mistake of last time I extracted all of the money that I wanted to extract from the account, figured I wouldn't use the crypto.com again. I figured all I have in there is like $1.50 worth of Terra Luna, so there was no use in using it. And I got rid of the authenticator app. Didn't need it on my phone. The problem with doing that is once you do that, the app itself is attached to crypto.com, and now you have to go through an entirely different process to reset that in order to now enable yourself to get your money out. So now my money is stuck in crypto.com's app because I can't seem to get that authenticator to work. So I'm battling with that at like 5 in the morning, trying to extract my money and put it back in my account so I can move it somewhere else. That's all I'm trying to do, is move money around the places I want to put it. I go to my bank account and look and see I'm overdrawn $25. There should be no reason that is, right? I go to another app where I tried to make a transfer. The transfer did the opposite thing. Instead of taking the money out of the account I wanted it to do, it took the money out of the account it's supposed to be putting money in. So now I'm overdrawn in one area, money stuck in another area, reverse the transaction in another area, so that money's now coming over. So you got all this going on, right? And I'm frustrated as hell. I'm waking up, it's like 5:30 in the morning, I'm already cussing. I'm messing around with the authenticator app. It's telling me it's not going to do what it wants me to do. The crypto.com app is not allowing me to reset the authenticator on its end. It tells me I need to use the authenticator in order to reset the authenticator, to which the authenticator would never work, because every time I tried to use it, for whatever reason, it's not allowing me to work. Now you get 4 tries before they lock you out for 30 minutes. So that's what ended up happening to me this morning. I went back to sleep, woke up an hour ago and tried it again. Didn't allow that to happen. But still can't seem to get that app to work. Still can't seem to transfer my money. So got a bunch of crypto.com money just sitting there that's not really represented in any crypto. It's just kind of in a wallet, sitting, not moving. And that is a big pet peeve of mine. I hate when my money's not working for me. That's why I have a problem keeping things in accounts, because if it ain't working, it ain't working. So with that being said, I'm just kind of in a bad space with that. Dealing with that, I get up, go to my bathroom. All that happens is a flood, basically. If you want to know the story, I go to flush my toilet. My toilet does the opposite thing. Now, mind you, I'm holding my phone looking at all these problems while this is happening. Like I'm literally going through the authenticator thingy. Let me just go ahead and get up, flush, bad. Everywhere, like everywhere. I don't have any paper towels, so I got to use fresh towels to do that. Took care of that, threw everything in the laundry, got in the shower, and of course, cleaned the bathroom, obviously, cleaned the floor, did everything I needed to do to clean the floor, got in the shower, and did a lot of praying, and my floor is clean. Oh, and there was another thing with Google. I was is it Google? Amazon. Trying to get them to bring some groceries. They didn't have everything I needed. Ran out of water. They don't have water. Just little stuff like that is like, a part of it. So I'm trying to do that, set that up. They're not able to drop things off till 4 o'clock tonight. So that was just a little bit more frustration, nothing too serious. But when you have all that going on, you got this little thing pile on, it just gets a little more frustrating. So you got all this going on. I'm just like, you know what? I get it. I know what's happening here. For those of you who follow me, you aren't going to be surprised about what I'm going to say. And if you don't subscribe to that, don't worry about it. But I feel like I'm being spiritually attacked. That's what I feel like is happening this morning. I feel like I woke up in this morning and it seemed like bad news trying to attack me, trying to catch up with me, trying to get me to get off to a bad start on the day. All the little pet peeve things, all the big pet peeve things. And it helped. In situations in the past, what it does is help me forget that a lot of the problems that I have simple solutions. In situations like this in the past, I would say the floor, God, I'm overwhelmed by this. I can't believe this happened. I'm frustrated and pissed off. The Authenticator app, I'm probably, just giving up on that. Probably repurchasing crypto at a lower price, doing something drastic in response to that because I didn't feel the solution was available to me. Cussing and getting off to the bad start, probably going online, putting bad energy out there. Maybe turning on this camera and complaining about something instead of bringing it to you in this form. But what I'm telling you I did in response to what I felt was an attack was prayed, meditated. I took care of everything I needed to do. The way I looked at it was, I don't have problems. I have things I'm about to do. That's how I looked at it. That's what the meditation gave me. When I sat back and look at all the problems, I'm looking at my floor, I'm looking at my phone, and I said, I don't have problems. I have things I'm about to do. And addressing whatever problems are going to be addressed requires me to do those things. So rather than looking at the problems, just look at what you need to do as the only thing. Like, for example, this is a silly analogy, but this is how I'm going to look at it. It's like, yes, I want to take 25 steps. Am I going to look at it as me taking 25 steps, or am I just going to walk down the street? Like, I can really focus on each and every step and maybe go in a circle, or I can give myself an actual destination that will automatically take care of the 25 steps, as to which you don't got to focus on the problem necessarily. Just focus on what you got to do. You see what I'm saying? That's all I'm trying to say. Not the greatest analogy, but I'm not focusing on the small increments of what has to be done. Even though it's one step at a time, at the end of the day, I'm surmising it as something that can be easily done, rather than something that has so much stress attached to it, the frustrations attached to it. No, each and everything has a solution. What was the solution for my floor? Well, I got a plunger here. That was one thing. I got fresh towels. I have laundry machines down the way, and I have money on the app to do laundry. So I put the fresh towels down, cleaned it up, put the towels in the laundry like you're supposed to do, did what I needed to do with the plunger. Everything works with the toilet just fine. Put down the cleaning stuff to clean up the floor. All of that took 20 minutes. I spent more time being frustrated in the past with situations like that than it actually took to fix it. Literally, than it actually took to fix it. I think the clothes should be coming out of the washer right now. I gotta go check that out. Put those in the dryer. Like I said, the food is on the way. It'll be here at 4 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? Like, all these different things have solutions. Now, granted, the Authenticator app, that situation hasn't been solved. But the point is, the part I told you about how I saved the money and it's just sitting there not moving, that's a win for what it was I was trying to accomplish, which was stop the bleeding, since I believe crypto's going down. Now, whether it goes down or up, that's not the point, because I'm making a decision and I'm trying to execute that decision successfully. Now, whether or not it's the right decision, that's a whole nother conversation. But the point is, I didn't need to mull over the problem. I didn't need to sit there and say, do something drastic. I didn't need to do any of that. I just need to say, yes, the problems are present, but the only thing that I have to worry about is what I need to do, not necessarily the problems themselves. So I took care of everything I need to do, and now most of that stuff is taken care of, and anything that isn't taken care of is settled, because in my mind, I understand that it's settled. It's only a problem when I address it as a problem and not provide the works in solution. All right, that's when it's really a problem. When you can't bring yourself to do anything about it, that's when it's a problem. Otherwise, it's just a task. It's literally just a task. And that goes for every problem we have, even the big ones. Even the big ones, at the end of the day, it's just a task. What do you have to do? And if the task is grueling, then it's just a grueling task. But to look at the problem and overwhelm yourself with the problem and not look at it as something as something you have to attack and work at in order to work around or work through, you're just setting yourself for a bigger mountain climb when it is time. Because you're going to have to address whatever the problem is eventually. You might as well address it in the moment. You know what I mean? So that's what I wanted to share with you guys. It was a lot of frustration, a lot of anger, a lot of cussing, a lot of being upset. But I tell you, I overcame that by doubling up on the praise, doubling up on the positivity, doubling up on the solution, doubling up on my resistance to the attack. While I'm cleaning the floor, in my mind, I'm saying, I'm winning this battle. Yes, you gave me problems to deal with, but I'm providing solutions in response to it. Look at me go. I'm cleaning the floor. You see me? I'm cleaning. Look at this. I'm applying the solution. Here goes the soap on the floor too. All of these things are getting done. I'm not pulling my hair out. I'm not further reinforcing bad energy by taking this out on somebody else. I'm not looking at my problem and leaving it alone because I'm overwhelmed by it and don't want to do nothing with it. Because that would have been something I could have done to make me feel better. Just leave it nasty. Leave everything on the floor and walk away from it. Like, those are the type of things that people can do in response to make things worse. But I'm telling you, sometimes for those of us who believe in God, you got to apply faith. For those of y'all who don't believe in God, you got to fight that with positive energy and works against it. Encouragement of self and say, you know what, yeah, my problems are bad, but now I have an opportunity to be the solution to those problems, and I'm proud of myself for being able to be that. You turn that negative into a positive no matter what's being thrown at you. You won't lose, because mind over matter is what it is. It's always mind over matter. You can look at any problem and see it as the biggest problem in the world if you choose to. With respect to everybody who has real phobias, this is not applying to you, but I'm talking about all of us. We can find ourselves in a space where we overlook at our problems, overreact to our issues. Ain't no issues. It's just stuff you got to do. That's it. Set aside the time, breathe, take breaks. Don't pressure yourself. Accept failures, accept success, and just do what you got to do. Take your losses. Accepting losses is the best way sometimes too. I had to accept the fact that my towels were going to be dirty. They had to be clean. I wasn't going to be able to just, put the towels down and leave them down there. I wasn't going to be able to just pick the towels up and throw them in a hamper. No, they needed to be washed now. There are things that are going to have to be done that are not going to be fun, but stuff has to be done anyway. At the end of the day, that's what it is, We just got to do what we have to do. There's no day in the morning where we wake up and don't have tasks to handle in our lives. And so this is what I wanted to provide for you. Maybe somebody's waking up getting attacked. Maybe somebody's waking up having a bad day. Maybe somebody is going to wake up tomorrow and have a bad day, but they will remember this video and remember how I handled it. I didn't handle it in a way that allowed it to make more problems for me. I looked at all the problems it gave me, and I did things that went against those problems. Positive thinking, positive solutions, acceptance, victory proclamation, and ultimately praise. Lots of God praise. Now we'll see where the day goes from here. It's like I said, it's still 8 o'clock fall. I know I got another 8-9 attacks coming, but you best believe I'm going to approach them the same way I approach these, because it worked. And trust and believe, I've tried the other ways many times. They never do. Simple as that. So I hope this got you off to a good start. I hope this was yet another response to the attack that I feel I've received spiritually. This is what I'm going to do when things like this happen to me. I'm going to take that energy and I'm going to give it to the world in a way that they can use responsibly against you, attacker, spiritual attacker. Whatever it is that you're trying to do against me, not only is it not going to work, but I'm going to turn it on you and magnify it massively by taking the wisdom from it and giving it to everybody I speak with. BDF 44, I thank you all for watching.